I may chop it up into another bit, but when you go into like work, different workplaces have like different compensation schemes. So like, how was that for you, if you're allowed to even disclose that?
What do you mean by, sorry,
compensation scheme? So like now, part of your pay will be given in stock, or you're allowed to have like stock options.
Oh, okay. So at the time in my company, I think it's like October, they offer you a to buy shares into into that company that you work for at a 20% discount.
That's really cool.
The current price at that specific date that they give the invite out to. So I thought I'm good at saving my money, and I can put aside X amount a month and put it into that sort of account. So I thought I'll take them up on that offer, and I did it. And basically from there, it was just a constant putting money aside each month that was untouchable. And they offer you a scheme. You can choose either a 3-year fixed scheme or a 5-year scheme.
Okay.
So it's basically about how long you want to stay in that company for.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much.
Because you'd lose out if you was to leave. You'd just get all your money back that you've put into the.
Okay.
So you wouldn't actually lose any money essentially. So I thought, okay, I'll stick to 3 years because I think my grad scheme's 2 years, and then if I get promoted, I can stay in for an additional year, and at the end, hopefully reap the rewards.
I think I would have done the same thing. Yeah.
So thus far, I've been putting in X amount for over a year now. The beginning, before coronavirus, the pandemic, the price of the stock that I purchased at was, I'd say, around £4.50.
Okay.
And then from that point to about January, it doubled.
Oh wow!
So it went to £8.50.
Damn. You would have been happy. I would have been like, oh, my money.
And then I was in such a good mood.
Yeah.
I was extremely happy because I thought, if this is what it's like in a couple of months, God knows what it will be like in 3 years from when I actually take it back. So then I was really happy. Everyone around me in the office, it was a good vibe.
Yeah,
I'd say.
I can imagine.
And then
then the Rona.
And then the Rona happened, and it just absolutely plummeted. It went down to about £3.50 from £8.
Damn.
And then everyone's dreams were just shattered.
Damn.
Essentially. But it's starting to make its way back up again.
Yeah.
So you can't lose hope.
That's true.
And it is 3 years from now anyway, which was
So was that your first investments, or was that for your first? Why am I forgetting my words now? There's caffeine in me. Was that your first?
Yeah, that was my first sort of push into the
investing,
whole investing sort of market as such. When I was there as an undergraduate in at Redrow, I heard everyone in the office was talking about it, and if I'm honest, I had absolutely no idea what the stock exchange was then.
Yeah.
You hear about things on like Twitter or on the news, stock market crash, and at the time it was no relevance to me. I paid zero attention to it. But then when I was there as an undergraduate, and everyone was talking about it in the office because it was coming to that time where you could buy it at the discounted rate.
Yeah.
I thought, okay, let me just get an insight to it. What is it like? So I asked loads of questions. And then I didn't buy into it because I was going back to university. But then come around when I was offered the job again, I was like, okay, let me look into it a bit more. And I had heard stories at work. There was this guy who, when it was first offered to the company, he purchased the shares at £2.50.
Oh wow!
And he put in £500 a month. For 5 years.
Oh damn!
This guy is he's a chief quantity surveyor, so he knows his money.
Yeah.
And then obviously when it went up to £8.50, like I said, he that was his 5 years up. So he took his money out, and
lucky guy.
he made a profit of about give or take about £70,000 profit.
That's crazy.
But then obviously you've got to take into consideration capital gains tax and X, Y, and Z. But then I heard that story and I was like, Jesus, I saved that much sort of a month around that 500 plus or whatever,
which is really good.
So I thought to myself, if he's just putting that aside each month, and I'm putting aside that much each month, why can't I sort of
do the same,
follow his footsteps?
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, let me enter into it, and I think from there it was a sort of a case like, It's just putting money aside, which is already what I do, and I just put it in the bank. So what's the difference?